ISUPK.
All I'm going to tell you, man, if you want to stay plugged in and tuned in, make sure you subscribe to ISUPK on YouTube. A lot of powerful information will be coming out this summer, and you want to stay tuned in. The minute they drop it, it's coming right to you, baby, as soon as you subscribe. So make sure you handle that business and subscribe to ISUPK.
Their main job is keeping us connected to the white man. That's what their job really is. That's why he would say some dumb stuff like that. That's why he would say something so stupid. Because he's in love with the riches that they gave him, and all the stuff that they gave him, and all this nice plush life. He's like, I ain't ready to go back to the ghetto. So now that broke him down to putting makeup on his face before the camera, which they had him doing that too. This masculine brother, they done coated his face down with what do you call that stuff, foundation and all that. And then throw him on the camera to say how the most influential people in his life was white people. Well, that's garbage, man. So we even got to separate from them. If we separate from them, then they'll realize, then their eyes will be open to realize that they need to leave that and come on into the truth.
That's right.
As long as we stay joined to them, they'll stay where they at.
That's right.
They won't feel nothing wrong with it until black people pull the carpet from up under them. Right. And when black people pull the carpet from up under them, the carpet, which means our support, because we realize that they're not really on our side for real. They really on the side of the people that want us gone, that want to exterminate us. We pull that carpet from up under them, the first thing that's going to happen is the people that pay them is going to turn on. So they ain't going to have no choice but to come work. So we're going to get celebrities into the truth. Now we know how we got to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So that's heavy. Look, cats love celebrity so much. Well, look, that's how you get celebrity in the truth, man. Strip them of all they riches and everything like that, and they wealth that the white man promotes.
That's right.
And how they famous that the white man promotes. You know what I'm saying? Black people ain't even gonna give a damn about no famous rich folk then. You know what I'm saying? Black people are so simple, man. Because they love them just because they're rich and famous and see them on the big screen. But take them off and take them riches and their fame away, then you ain't even trying to help them one bit,
That's right.
Which is you know what I'm saying, which is weak, you know what I'm talking about. If you're gonna be here for the nation, man, be here for the nation. And man, don't think it just because he great and because he on the white man's screen. The white man pushing him, man. What's great is what this Bible says is great, man. These priests and prophets of the Lord, and ISUPK. Black men, we great, You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah, man. Don't look at the riches, man.
Right.
Don't look at somebody the riches, man.
Okay, don't stop. About how much time we got, sir?
30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, man. Skip on down to Proverbs.
Let's get it.
Proverbs 30 and 24.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 24. There be four things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceeding wise. strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. Verse 26, the conies are but a feeble folk, yet make they their houses in the rocks.
Right. Okay, okay. What was the one before that? One more time? We'll go with the first one more time.
The ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer.
Now, when you look at the ant is not strong. You know, I mean, pound for pound, they're a strong animal to be as small as they are. But they're not strong in comparison to other animals. But at the same time, they're diligent, you know, and they're about each other. You never see two different species of ants, you know, running around. You don't see the army ant trying to link up with the piss ant. You know, or the fire ant, or the bulldog ant. You know, they stay and they build, you know, for each other, and they're not even building for each other, for themselves. They're also building for the generation of ants that are going to be around after they die.
That's right. That's right.
That's how we got to be. These are strong, and the way that the ants work together as teams and everything, they be hooking their legs together and pulling stuff just like what a train would do. You know, as a matter of fact, I think the train might even been invented off the concept of the ant.
Right.
You know, because they'll sit there, you know, what was you saying earlier? You saw where the ants was pulling the whole worm?
Yeah, about 200 ants, man, linked up to pull this worm.
And think about how much heavier the worm is than the ants. And then on top of that, could you imagine like us trying to pull, you know, say like we were ants, and then, you know, and we trying to pull a worm, you know, as big as this house. You know what I'm saying? That's going to take a whole lot of teamwork and a whole lot of structure. And then everybody has to have that purpose on getting that worm from one location to the other for the survival of their species, because that's what they was going to use that worm for.
Right.
You know, they was going to use him as meat for the survival of their species, right, so that they can keep going on. Ants in a lot of instances are way wiser than we are at this point right now.
That's right.
You know, but once we get it together with the law, statutes, and commandments, and we get this stuff, you know, embedded and ingrained in us real well, then at that time we be all wiser than the ant. And at that time, we'll be able to command the ants on where to go.
That's right. We
can't do it now. A stream of ants will be able to come down one way, and at that time, we'll be able to say, no, go that way. And all the ants will swerve and go right in the direction that you told them to go.
And you see, notice how the ants is separated from other animals, from other bugs. You know, the ants ain't hooking up with the grasshoppers. Ants ain't hooking up with the caterpillars. You know, right. The ants is separated. You know, we can't be joined with these other nations and think we're gonna be accomplish our goals.
Right.
How are we gonna accomplish our goals when you got the Chinamen and the white men right next to you?
That's right.
Then you know what I'm saying? That means you ain't accomplishing blacks, Hispanics, and Native American goals.
Right.
Because they right in the mix with you, you know, so they're going to put their schism in the ear, and then next thing you know, you're going to be accomplishing for the white man.
That's right.
Because he's way more slick than everybody.
Right.
You know? You're going to be accomplishing everything for the Chinese, man, because they movies, they look glorious and amazing. Mm-hmm. You think the Chinaman can whoop everybody. so you're going to automatically be going off of them. You know, we can't join these other nations, man. We went through too much.
Right.
We've been through too much as a people to turn around and say, okay, we're going to join the white man now.
Right.
Or join the Asians. We done been through too much as a people, so we can't go down that route no more. You know what I'm saying? It's a dead end. It's a dead end street. The Lord told us to us 1,000 years ago, and look, we figured it out now. So it's a dead end street to join with these other nations.
That's right.
That's all I want to say, man. We separate.
Okay. You read on, sir.
Proverbs 30. And 26.
25, sir.
What's the answer again?
Okay.
The 26 is next after the answer. The conies are but feeble folk, yet make their houses in the rocks.
Okay. The conies are feeble folk. The feeble meaning weak. Almost in a crippled situation. But yet, at the same time, they make their houses in the rock. Us right now, we're in a weak situation. You know, we don't have any military power. Every nation on the earth is fighting over who's gonna rule.
Right.
We the only nation that ain't even in the fight. We are a feeble folk. We ain't got one nuke among all of us. But at the same time, though, if we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments like we're supposed to do, we will be making our home in the rock. You know, they don't have that type, but what they do, they have their homes in a rock. Means they have a defense against danger.
That's right.
And us being in the same situation as the Coney, once we get back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, then our home will be in a rock. You know, this is how we start to separate. Because while America's going down and America's being destroyed, we'll be in a safe place. And our safe place will be in a rock. Could y'all imagine this? Imagine, with all the drugs that come into the black community, right?
Right.
Okay, say we charge one another with not buying no damn drugs. Of any kind, no pills, no coke, no, heroin or whatever. You know what? What'll end up happening is those drugs will be laying at a corner of some street in a gigantic pile somewhere because everybody will be too afraid to get them.
That's right.
So now what's going to happen from there is Esau's going to have to come and get his own drugs.
That's right.
And he's going to have to take them back to his own people and destroy his own people with those same drugs. So now, if he's too busy trying to fight crime in his own place, right, then obviously he'll be too busy to come against us.
That's right.
So if he's too busy to come against us, then guess what? That gives us a safe place, just like what the conies have that hide themselves in a rock. Read on, sir.
Verse 27. The locusts have no king, yet go they forth, all of them by bands.
The locusts have no king. Means Christ is not right in our presence right now.
Right. That's right.
You know. But at the same time, with us keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, just like what the locusts do, locusts can swarm one way. And they can all change direction at the drop of the dime. All at the same time, all simultaneously with the same thought to go right. That can be all of us right now, and we will be following Christ even though he's not physically present with us. We'll be following him. That's why the Lord breaks down that example right there of the locust. Because locusts move even though they don't have a big lead locust in front of them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They don't have this big muscular locust, you know what I'm saying? It's like telling them stuff to do and all that. Right. But at the same time, simultaneously, their minds shift.
Right.
If they're going this way, they decide to go right. And then, all of a sudden, now it's left. They all go simultaneously, and they don't sit back and say, well, we just went right. Then why the hell should we be going left now? They're not doing that. They move. They follow the order. They were given that order. They follow it. They go after that order. That was the last order that was given to them. The last order said go left. Then that's where the hell they go at. And that's the thing we got to learn as a people. Right. Because the locusts are an army. And the only army that you have that's being raised up for black people right now is the Isupk.
That's right. Right.
This is the locust. This is that army of locusts right here that the scripture is talking about.
And if I could, the order that's given right now is to separate from these other nations.
Right.
Separate that means no more Chinese food.
Right.
unless you dying, then you gotta get it because that's the only thing you gotta do. Unless you're about to die, you gotta eat some cats and dogs. Well, then goddamn. But look, no more Chinese food. No more getting your hair done by Africans.
Right.
You gotta get hair done by Israelite, other Black, Hispanic, and Native American women. Yeah.
Man.
No more none of that, man. That means
Right.
we gotta be cutting off all type of things. You know what I'm saying? About that's in our life when they come to these heathens and these other nations, man. We gotta start turning back to our own. You know, that's what Separated is about as well.
And in Louisville, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but in Louisville, the Vietnamese that got the nail salons and all of that. Black women, you are the best. You've always been the best nail doers out of all the history of nail doing.
That's right.
Start back doing your own nails. Nobody's more creative when it comes to that stuff than you. But then, at the same time, you'd rather take $40, you know, and pressure your man to give you $40 so you can go run into the damn dog eater.
Right.
To do your nails. And they don't, while they sit back there and make jokes about you. You know, they take a big, heavy-set black woman, they want to joke on her feet being big and all that. Her feet being fat.
Right.
They sat back and laughing like I don't know what, while collecting all the money, you know, from the black women and everything.
Right.
And they sitting there and making it now the man, he got to work 2 jobs. Because, see, she want to get her nails done, you know, consistently and all of that. I mean, that's just one thing. I'm not saying all the money's just going on nails, but that's just one example right there.
That's right.
You know, I mean, learning how to do nails, I mean, come on, seriously, how much could it actually cost in comparison to what you pay when you go into them?
And if I could, one more, you know, we got to separate from these heathen holidays too. You know,
right.
There's all type of ways of separation that the UPK is laying down for the groundwork to build this nation with a foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff comes together, man. You know, but these heathen holidays too, man. Black women spending money with the nail, man, and with the nails, and then they spending damn money to make Santa Claus seem like he real.
Right.
Shit, got the babies sitting on Santa Claus' lap and all that.
Yeah.
Man, it's all, man, the women all out of order. You know, they got to learn from a man in the UPK or they ain't learning nothing.
They got their kids sitting on this fat white man's lap, and he got an erection and everything.
Right.
And then they sitting there letting their kids sit on his damn lap. This stuff don't make no damn sense, man, for real.
Right. Got him going to the back. He's sweating like, whew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Getting all turned on from all the damn kids. You know what I'm talking about? Shit, the kids don't know what the hell going on. You know, they're fucking kids. You know, but if you were sitting on his lap, you'd know. He'd be like, oh, hell nah. You know, so it's all just a disgusting tradition, man. It's disgusting, you know. And now we got this knowledge, man. You see these Black, Hispanic, and Native American prophets in the ISUPK, you better heed every word we say, you know, because it's very important. And what we saying is going to save and matter in these last days. You know, all that other bullshit don't matter in these last days.
Right.
What we saying matter, you know, these holidays. You know, you not celebrating Christmas going to save you the money you need to make it through the winter without, you know, going insane.
That's right.
Without having to sell drugs.
That's right.
Without having to, you know, sell your ass, you know. You going through the winter without doing the Christmas, now you got the money to make it.
That's right.
Man, it's simple, man. UPK, man, this is where it's all at. You know, I'm sorry, I have to cut you off, man. Brother bringing it out is heavy, man, because separation is needed right now. We got to separate all the customs, all our ways, all the type of things that we're doing, and relearn everything. And this UPK, how to separate from these heathens and these other nations. That's it right there.
That's right. That's right, sir. 27, verse 27.
Verse 27. The locusts have no king, yet go they forth all of them by bands. The spider hath taken hold with her hands, and is in kings' palaces.
The spider, sisters.
Right.
The spider takes hold with her hands. What is spiders known for? They're known for spinning silk. Things like that.
That's right.
Just like the ancient women did, you know, in the past and everything. You know, they spun silk. Now, when our sisters start to take on trades like this, they can start to separate themselves from being so lenient upon the work world.
Right.
The world of Esau. You know, they can go into business for themselves, just like the woman Lydia that spun the purple and stuff like that in the book of Acts. You know, just like her. You know, it said the spider take hold with her hands. It said her specifically. It's not talking about the male spider. It said she took her hold with her hands.
That's right.
And is in king's palaces. So guess what? Women, if you diligent with your work, as far as, you know, learning a skill, learning a craft that can help build your house and to build your nation of people, guess what? Eventually, you know where it's going to lead you to? It's going to lead you inside a king's palace.
All the way to the top.
That's right.
Basically.
And while you sitting there in that king's palace, you'll be sitting there thinking, damn, if I had kept working for such and such company, I would not be here right now. My behind would be somewhere in some condo, lonely as hell, you know, kids destroyed and all of that, but I got a good job, you know, but at the same time, unhappy as I don't know what, laughing and then crying 10 minutes later, you know what I'm saying? Wow, how much better life is here.
That's right.
Because like a female spider, I took hold with my hands. Now look where I'm at.
That's right. And like, man, like these women, you know, we learn, you learn your own thing about how to make things, and guess what? You be able to sell it to us, to your own people. And then guess what, man? That make that black dollar circulate.
That's right.
That's what matters when it comes to that. When it comes to business, making that black dollar circulate.
That's
you know,
right.
you take that 20, you get that 200 from work. You spend 40 on the boot man that's black, Hispanic, and American making your shoes, and then 20 on the dude who making the pants, and then another 10 or 15 on the sister making jewelry, and then another on the sister who cooking, and the other on the brother who building chairs. Man, goddamn, man. Next thing you know, man, we Black Wall Street all over again.
That's right.
And that's how Black Wall Street worked, man. You had everybody went to the black man.
Right.
All of us went to one black man, no matter how good his product was. If he was the one who had it and the only one making it, he got all the business in the whole town.
That's right.
And guess what? Next thing you know, we had a Wall Street, which means, man, we had stocks and bonds, man.
Yes, we sure did. We had, you know, we had all of that. And the thing about it, we didn't even get no slave reparations or nothing, no payout from slavery or nothing that kicked us off or any of that.
That's right.
We just started to circulate our money among each other. We took our love. Well, at the time, we had no choice. What we can have now is better than what we could have had in Black Wall Street, to be honest with you. Because, see, the only reason, even in Black Wall Street, the reason why a lot of us did what we did is because we was forced to separate. But when you separate by will, by purpose, you're like, I'm going to get away from this damn people right here. Man, imagine how much more amazing things can happen behind that. Man, when I seen the numbers of how our money flipped when I first started looking up the Black Wall Street and stuff like that, you know what it said? I couldn't believe it. And to tell you the truth, I still have a hard time wrapping my mind around it, to be honest with you. You know, it said our money flipped anywhere from 36 to 100 times. That's a 30. You remember when it talks about in the scriptures about 30, 60, 100-fold blessing? Goodness. That 36 was the minimal. That's a little over a 30-fold blessing. Damn.
That's deep. That's heavy.
Ooh, man.
Man, when you think about it and break it down on a simple level, it's like, man, you get the money and then you go and eat at a black restaurant. The black person who owns the restaurant take that money and go pay for a plumber who's black. And then that black plumber, he take that money and buy some shoes from a black person. That person who make the shoes, take that and go buy a refrigerator from the black person who got, man, damn. And
right.
Man, whew.
And then it's like you know what I'm saying, like stirring something up, you know what I'm saying? Like almost like stirring something to like churning butter or something, you know what I'm saying? That stuff starts to go whip around, you know what I'm saying? That money starts to whip around and everything. Next thing you know, you got something good in that pot. You got something seriously good in that pot that everybody covets and want to buy and want to invest in.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Man.
It's heavy. Real heavy.
We start to do these things. I mean, it said 36 to 100 times. You know, at the time, I wasn't, you know, in the truth or anything like that. You know, hell, I was new to the internet, period. You know what I'm saying? I was new to the, and I just happened to look up a thing called, black wealth, white wealth, and then I looked into the thing with the Black Wall Street, and that's where I first found out about it. I was amazed. And it said Jewish money only flipped 19 times. So that means the Amalekites' money flipped damn near half of what our stuff flipped at the minimal blessing, Because the whole thing, the structure that we built on the time of the Black Wall Street only took about 40 years.
Man, look,
Man.
It only took 40 years. Guess what? That means we can do it again.
Right.
It means we can do it again.
Right.
And that's what the white man really scared of.
Yes.
We can do it again, man. We start flipping our dollar and everything, man. Well, man, we'll have another country inside this country.
Yes. And then we'll be making our nest in the rock.
That's right.
Once we do that. Integration was the worst damn thing that could ever happen to us, to be honest with you. Man, that hurt the hell out of us. But you still got brothers now today that think that's the best thing to happen to us. No. That's the worst thing that could have happened to us. When I started, really realizing the damage that that the integration done, man, I was like, man. It was catastrophic. I'm like, wow. Look at how many businesses we lost. And we still had a little remnant of that during the time of the early 60s and stuff like that. We had a small remnant of, I even remember, I was born in 75. And I remember being like, being 6, 7 years old, and I've seen a few black businesses. Very few. One that I remember, one in particularly, I remember it was a place called, it was a store called Joe's, and one called Irving's, that was in the projects and everything. These were owned by black people. This was the last stuff, and by the time I was a teenager, that stuff was, Arab owned. All that stuff belonged to Arab. But that's, our embracing of everybody and us joining with everybody, man. And another thing too, we can't let sisters dictate how we do things. I see sisters all on Facebook all the time talk about, well, what have you brothers done, and what have you such and such done, And one sister said something about the 48 laws of power. Sister, I'm like, how many of these laws can you actually exercise? She's not in a position to do any of that. The only thing she can do is try and pull some type of Django or something over on her man. That's about it. But the laws of power is what these other nations use to crush the heads of Israel and to keep us up under their damn foot. That's what they really using it for. Remember when it said a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand?
That's right.
So when they talk about the 48 laws of power and all that type stuff, we don't even understand what language they're really speaking for real. We thinking we copping up on something new that other brothers and everything don't know nothing about, and they're not smart enough to engage in and all of that garbage.
And here's another thing, what's heavy, what I'm talking about? Like with this separation that's separating from these other nations, the Lord already laid down the groundwork for us, We was trying to vote for Hillary Clinton, and guess what? Donald Trump got in, So it's kind of like the Lord kicked our ass on the political realm, trying to just kick us out the door. We've been kicked out the door out of the political realm, and that was a good thing,
That's right.
It's a good thing that Donald Trump got presidency, because now black folks, they can't say nothing about no politics no more. They can't say nothing. We need to vote. We need to vote. The Lord crushed all that.
That's right.
With one election. All that we need to vote is out the window.
That's right.
So all those people, all the Black Lives Matter folks was talking about we need to vote. So now all that is gone.
Right.
All of it is gone. We done voted Barack Obama. He ain't did nothing. Now it's Donald Trump. And look, we just in the worst place than we started. So, the Lord has got us separate now. Now people folks going to have to start recognizing who been saying this from the beginning.
That's right.
Who been saying this from the beginning, that politics was never going to help us.
That's Right.
You know, who been saying this from the jump, that we need to separate from these other nations, that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and he ain't never gonna stop killing us. You know, we've been saying that from the jump, and that's the ISUPK, man. Once people start recognizing and realizing that we are the true prophets of the Lord and been teaching the people the right way since 1969, since the Lord done opened doors for this Bible, man, you know, people going to start waking up and doing what it takes. You know, people call themselves waking up, but then they waking up and doing the same thing they was doing before when they so-called was asleep.
Right. Still
smoking weed. Still been to Christian church. Still celebrating Christmas.
Right.
But they so-called awake and conscious. But you're doing the same thing you was doing before. The ISUPK, we're going to tell you what's right, and we in a position to teach the people and have the people do what's right. Get us separated from this white man, have our own city, man. You know what I'm saying? Black America. You know what I'm talking about? Hispanic, Black, Hispanic, and Native American America. You know what I mean? We call them motherfuckers Little Israel in this one. We be Little Israel, man. Shoot, every town have a Little Israel. You know they got the Chinatown everywhere? Shit, we gonna have a Little Israel in every city, man. But Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, we come together and have our own businesses and stores and schools. And man, we self-sustaining as a nation. Because that's what matters, you know. We said we dependent on another nation, like that scripture said. You know, we a nation that can't help us. We look to a nation that can't save us. So we looking to the white man, and he can't save us.
And man, if that scripture don't tell who the Israelites are, I mean, come on, man. I mean, that is our mind all the way. You know, I mean, man, that is totally our mind, right there. Because we the only people that's looking for another nation to save us and to get us out of a situation. Repeatedly. You know. You got people that's running around talking about, you know, that we might not be the people and all of this old silly madness and everything. Man, I mean, the stuff in the scriptures is just so dead ringer. It just don't even make any sense. Anybody that denies it, they just deny. You know, you just got to sum it up as they just hate their people. I mean, this just is what it is.
That's right. Let me start ending it up on the last one right here. You know? That's right.
Want another scripture?
Yeah, let's get the last one.
What is that, 28?
Proverbs 30:28.
Proverbs
chapter 30:28. The spider taketh hold with her hands and is in king's palaces. There be 3 things which go well. Yea, 4 are comely in going. Verse 30. A lion which is strongest amongst beasts, and turneth not away for any. A greyhound, and he goat also, and a king, against whom there is no rising up.
The lion. That lion is bold. He's bold. This is the type of boldness that we got to have when it comes to separating from these other nations.
That's right.
Because if we don't have the boldness of this lion, guess what? We won't do it. If we don't, you know, be bold and starched and you know, in our stance and everything, when it comes to separating, we'll stay right along with the heathens, and we'll keep loving them, and we'll be bold to whatever cause it is that they have for us. They done sit there and done took the lion, you know, and then tamed the lion and put the lion on the football field. So now we bold and we raging in that. Or took the lion and threw him in the military. Or took the lion and threw him on a basketball court, threw him in the MMA, you know, arena. Then threw him there. That's where the lion, they done took the lion and tamed him and made the lion a servant to themselves, and they did that. Now it's high time that this lion wake up and become the servant of Christ.
That's right. That's right.
And be bold against all these other nations.
That's right.
That seek to harm us. In the name of Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
With that being said, we are the ISUPK out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street.
That's right.
Pay your tithes.
That's right.
And with that being said,
Shalom.
Shalom.